something about it. First off, do you know your nationality?
The nationality, yes.
What's your nationality?
African American.
African American, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
say that. Let's get Romans 20:15. We say that all the time. I used to call myself African American. But have you ever thought about where that actually came from? African American. You know where that came from?
I mean, man.
Man made it, right? We're going to show you what man made it, though. Africa is named after Leo Scipio Africanus, a white man. America is named after Amerigo or Americus Vespucci, another white man. So we call ourselves African American, but can two white men make a nation of black people? Two men, period, can't even produce a baby, right? So why we call ourselves that? I'm going to show you real quick. Get Deuteronomy 20:15, read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
This is Moses speaking in the wilderness to the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We're going to prove it according to the Bible. He brought us up out of the land of Egypt, where Pharaoh, the so-called African man today, had us in bondage. So when they brought us up out of bondage, when the Most High redeemed us, he took us to the wilderness, and he re-gave us the commandments again through Moses. So we're going to read that right here. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
But
it shall come to pass.
So this was Moses speaking to us. This is a future prophecy to the Israelites. Read on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if we will not listen, because hearken means listen. So if we won't listen to our God, read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
You hear that? That's the key point. We have to. Moses said, you must listen to the Most High God, but you must also observe and do the commandments that he gave us. Read on.
And his statutes.
And his statutes.
Which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
That all these curses
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God told us simply through the prophet Moses, if you keep my commandments, I'm going to bless you. But if you break my commandments, I'm going to curse you. So we're going to read some of these curses. Get verse 46.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the same curse is going to be upon us for a sign, meaning to identify it. Just like I said a moment ago. We look at the stores, they all have signs to identify which store is which, because you wouldn't know. Just like today, we call ourselves African American. We don't know who we are, but God knew that was going to happen to us, and we're going to actually read the curses. So read that again from the top.
And they shall be upon thee.
So the curses or the punishments are going to be upon us as a nation. Read on.
For a sign.
A sign to identify who we are. Read on.
And for a wonder.
A wonder, because you ever wonder why we at the bottom of everything? You ever wonder why we in the worst condition? Does God love us less because we at the bottom, we live in the neighborhoods, the slums, the ghettos? You ever wondered about that?
Yeah.
God said that we was going to wonder about that in the last day. So now we're going to show you how our name was changed. Let's get verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So God said one of the curses or punishments he was going to put on us as a people is that we were going to become an astonishment, meaning a great surprise or an amazement to the other nations. Right. An astonishment is when you see our sisters walk up and down the street with no clothes on. They showing their whole body off. That's an astonishment. The other nations of people look at them and say, those are the Israelites, that's God's chosen people. But look how they act. Right. When a brother would have his pants sagging all the way down to his buttocks with a belt on, they say, these are the gods of the earth. These are God's chosen people. They are astonished by that. They amazed. Right. Read on.
A proverb.
A proverb, that's a wise saying they say about us. One thing they say about us is, if you want to hide something from a Negro, hide it in the book, because we don't read as a nation of people. Another one they say is that black men don't take care of their children. That's another proverb they say about us. A lot of men don't. But there are righteous men, Israelite men, that do take care of their children.
Right.
That's a proverb that they say about us. Read on.
And a byword.
And a byword. That's a big one. That's the point. And a byword. A byword is any name given to you outside of your God-given name. That's why when you read the Bible, you will never find African American, Haitian, Jamaican, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Venezuelan, Brazilian. You never find those names in the Bible because that's a byword. That's a diss. When the other nations call us African American, they literally dissing us right to our face.
Right.
And we just accept it.
Bring
God
it out.
said that was one of the things that was going to happen to us in the last days.
That's right.
So read that again.
A byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So wherever we go, so even if people say, well, that's here in America, white people hate black people here in America. Go to China. They got a byword for you there. They got another word for nigga there. Go to Australia. They got a word for a nigga there. Germany, Russia, wherever you go, God said these same curses are going to follow you. So now, for us to get from the west coast of Africa to America, how do we get it? You ever heard of slave ships? Okay, we're going to show you that's in the Bible. This is how we know the Bible's a true book, and we know exactly who we are today. In 2018, God made it so that we still know who we are according to the Bible. Read that, verse 68.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Remember, the first time we were in Egypt, we were in bondage under Pharaoh. When you look at where Egypt is on the map, is it on there? Okay, when you look at Egypt here on the map, okay, around this area, when you see Egypt on the map, God said He's going to bring us into Egypt again. The first time we were in bondage in Africa, right? Read it, read from the top.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
God said again, meaning a second time, we're going to go into Egypt. Now let's see what Egypt means according to the Bible. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6.
Because it's not talking about this Egypt right here in Africa, because we already was there. We're going to see exactly what it's talking about. Read that.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt.
From the house of bondage.
From the house of what?
Bondage.
So slavery or bondage. That's what Egypt is synonymous with. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68 and let's get the understanding where it's saying.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So God said He's going to bring us into Egypt, meaning bondage or slavery again with ships. How did we get here from the west coast of Africa? With cargo slave ships. It's going to prove it further. Read on.
By the word whereof I spake unto thee.
So exactly how Moses told us thousands of years ago in the wilderness, the same thing is going to happen. Read on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
So what is it talking about? Thou shalt see it no more again. Because a lot of times, you know what I want? A lot of times we say that Africa is the motherland. Because that's where we think our history begins and ends. But that's not true according to the Bible. God said, thou shalt see it no more again. So let's see what He's talking about.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
So it says, but Jerusalem, which is above Africa, that's what it's saying, is free. Read on.
Which is the mother.
Which is the what?
The mother.
So the motherland
of us all.
You hear that? So Jerusalem is actually the motherland of us all. That's where we really come from. The way we got in Africa is in 70 AD. Titus of Vespasian of Rome came and seized the Israelites in Jerusalem and pushed us out of Jerusalem into the west coast of Africa, down into Africa. Then we fled from the top of Africa down to the west coast of Africa because the Africans, who are our enemies according to the Bible, pushed us further down and sold us with the Arabs to the so-called white man over here to America, back around to Europe, down to Australia, all over the place, to the Caribbeans. That's what happened to us as a nation. So Jerusalem is actually our homeland. So now, read that again. Deuteronomy 28, 68.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
I'm taking my time, so I'll make sure you understand.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So with ships. So to prove it further, we're going to read on and see what God's talking about.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So now, keep in mind, with ships, the cargo slave ships that we came over here on in 1619 and 1492 for the so-called Hispanics. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold.
And when you get off those ships in that place, what's going to happen?
And there ye shall be sold.
So you're going to be sold. You see this right here? You know this is only talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, because when is the last time you seen the movie Roots starring the Chinese man with a yoke of iron upon his neck? When the last time you seen Birth of a Nation with the Arab man with a yoke of iron upon his neck? When the last time you seen any slave movie not portraying the true people of the Bible in it? The so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. This is truth. This is the truth of the Bible. We are the Israelites, and slavery was a sign and a punishment to identify who we are in these last days. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Your enemies.
Because friends ain't going to put friends in slavery.
That's right.
The so-called white man, he put us in slavery. So-called Arab man, he put us in slavery. So-called Chinese man, he put us in slavery. So-called African man, he put us in slavery. All the nations took part in our slavery.
That's right.
That's why God calls them our enemies. But now today we've been taught in our churches that God loves everybody. Have peace with all men. Love all men. That's what they teach us, but you can't find that in the Bible. God said if it be possible, live peaceably with all men. Meaning that you keep the laws and statutes. You don't purposely offend them. But that don't mean you gotta be their best friend. That don't mean you gotta party with them. That don't mean you gotta go places with them. That don't mean your kids gotta play with their kids. Just like the vision that Martin Luther King had. That's not in the Bible. So read on.
For bondmen.
So we were gonna be sold in slavery for bondmen, meaning slave men. Read on.
And bondwomen.
Slave women. Because a lot of times the black man just thinks he's the only one that was oppressed here in America. No, the black woman is oppressed in America as well, and the Native Indian and Hispanic woman as well. Y'all went into slavery right along with us. That's why it says bond men and bond women. All of us were slaves together as a family. Now, let's get, read on.
And no man shall buy you.
So no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall redeem you. Because God just said early in the verse that we were going to be sold, meaning we were going to be bought by another nation. He's talking about no man is going to redeem us from the condition we're in. Because Marcus Garvey tried, Malcolm X tried, Sojourner Truth tried, Harriet Tubman tried, the Brown Berets tried, Cesar Chavez tried. All these people tried, but they all failed because only one man can redeem us. As a matter of fact, let's get that in Galatians 3:13. We're going to show you. Only one man can redeem us from the condition we're in.
Bring it out.
Read that.
The book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 13. Christ had redeemed us.
Who?
Christ had redeemed us.
Read on.
From the curse of the law.
From the curse of the law. That's talking about Deuteronomy 28.
Right.
We broke the commandments, so Christ was the only one that can redeem us from the law. So you understand that, do you identify with this, you being an Israelite? Did this happen to your forefathers and foremothers? You're an Israelite according to the Bible.
That's right.
Being an African American, you would come from the tribe of Judah. You see that right here on the side? Let's get Hebrews 7:14 real quick. Let me show you how special you are, sister.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna show you how special you are. The Most High, He's gonna show you according to the Bible. Because you never heard this nowhere before, have you? But all praise to the Most High. He does not make mistakes. It's a reason why you're here. For you to learn these statutes and commandments and repent and keep God's law. Read that, Hebrews 7:14.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident.
So it says, for it is evident, meaning knowing for a surety. Everybody knows this. Read on.
That our Lord.
That our what?
Our Lord.
Our Lord.
Sprang out of Judah.
That's talking about Christ. He sprang out of the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
So don't let nobody fool you with this image right here, white man Jesus, because your Lord sprang out of the tribe of Judah, out of the 12 tribes of Israel. So if Christ was walking the earth right now, he would be mistaken as a so-called African American, or somebody might call him a Negro or a nigger. If they seen him walking on the street, you literally got Christ's blood running through your veins.
That's
the
right.
greatest man that ever walked this earth. You got his blood running through your veins. So let me show you what he looked like real quick. Now I'm going to show you some commandments, all right? Let's get Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. We're going to show you what your Messiah looks like. And let's see if it lines up with the pictures that they put in church.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So the revelation, the root word is the revealing of, meaning you are going to see it's going to be made known. So the revealing of Jesus Christ, read on.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
To show unto his servants, meaning the Israelites. Read on.
Things which most shortly come to pass.
Now let's jump to verse 10.
Verse 10.
So this was John the Revelator. Okay, read on.
I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
So John the Revelator said, I was on the spirit on the Lord's day, which is the Sabbath day, which is Saturday. Friday night sundown through Saturday night is the Sabbath day. At church we've been taught what day is the Sabbath day? Sunday. That's a tradition of men. That was to keep us in sin as a nation. Exactly. So all praises. You've been edified on that. Read on.
And heard behind me.
So now John said, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. Remember, this is the book of Revelation. This is the revealing of Christ. So he said, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day and heard what?
And heard behind me a great voice.
So if somebody yelled at you, Sophia, and you walking this way, what's going to happen? You're going to turn around, right? That's what John the Revelator did. He turned around to see the great voice that he heard. Read on.
As of a trumpet. Saying, I am Alpha and Omega.
So we know this is talking about Christ. This is in red right here. So now let's jump to verse 12.
Verse 12. And I turned.
So he turned, remember, he heard the voice behind him. He turned around, read on.
To see the voice that spake with me.
So he turned to see the voice that was speaking to him. Now let's jump to verse 14.
Verse 14.
This is what he's seen.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So Christ, when he turned around, he seen Christ. And he said the first thing that caught his eye was his head and his hairs, his facial hair and the hair on his head, was white like wool. Meaning his head and his hairs on his face was white in the color, but wool in the texture. He had an outfit. What people have woolly hair? What about Chinese? You ever seen a Chinese man with a fro? Right. Arab man with a fro? Right. Arab man with a fro? Nobody else except for who? The Israelites, according to the Bible. The only one. This is how you know Christ
Black
is
history in the Bible.
Black man that sprang out of what tribe? Judah, the same tribe that you from. That's your nationality.
Right.
You an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's
That's
right.
how special you are, sister. Read on.
As white as snow.
So fully in white here. Read on.
And his eyes
And his eyes
were as flame of fire.
was that flame of fire. Have you ever seen a depiction of Christ with red eyes before? Never. So that's not even accurate according to the Bible. You can stay there. We'll stay right there. Because Christ's eyes was red because he drunk wine. You read about one of his, you read about it in Genesis 49. And one of Christ's first miracles was turning water into wine. So read on.
And his feet.
And his feet. Now remember, he turned around. Because some Israelites simple. They say, oh, well, that's talking about the bottom of his feet. But if I turn around, if you call my name and I turn around and look at you, could I see the bottom of your feet? I'm looking at the top of your feet, right? Exactly. That's what John the Revelator did. Read on.
And his feet.
And his feet.
Like unto fine brass.
Like unto fine brass. So what color is brass? You ever seen a penny before? Brown. A tuba. The instruments that we play in school and stuff, it's brass. But now you take that same brass, that derivative of brown, read on.
As if they burn in the furnace.
So if you threw it in the furnace, what happened? It get lighter or darker? Darker. Christ was a very dark-skinned man.
That's right.
That's your God,
Right.
according to the Bible. Read on.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
So now I'm going to show you something. Because now that you know you're an Israelite, let's get the book of Deuteronomy. Let's get 1 John 5 and 3 as a matter of fact.
Bring it
We're
out.
going to show you something. And then we're going to show you some commandments. We're going to show you commandments to keep it and commandments you need to keep and learn as well. Read on.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 4.
Bring it out.
No. 5 and 3.
5 and 3.
Uh-huh.
For this is the love. For this is the love of God.
So this is the love of God. Because remember, we in the condition we in as a people because we broke God's commandments.
Right.
If somebody disobeys you, are they showing you love or are they showing you disrespect? Exactly, but we would have shown God love if we would have kept his commandments. So God's going to tell us biblically the definition of what love is. How are we supposed to love him?
Right.
You know, because can you give God a hug? Can you give him a kiss? Can you call him up and say, God, I love you? Can you do that? All
Bring
right,
it
so
out.
we're going to show you according to the Bible how God says to love him. Read that.
That we keep.
Read it from the top, I'm sorry.
1 John chapter 5 verse 3.
Bring it out.
For this is the love of God.
For this is the love of God. What we finna read? Read on.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. That's how we show God we love him. Read on.
And his commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are not grievous. So now let's get 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9. We're going to show you a commandment right now. Because this is why breaking the commandments of God is why we are in the condition we're in.
Right.
Literally. The commandment I'm going to show you the righteous point of view, and I'm going to show you the flip side of today. So read that.
1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9.
Bring it out.
In like manner also that the woman.
That who?
That woman.
So the Most High is speaking exclusively to his daughters, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Indian. He said the women, read on,
adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Do you know what the word modest means?
Moderation.
Modest, yes, modest, like modest. Like pertaining to clothing, what's modest? What's something that's modest?
Well, modest is a woman that covers herself.
Exactly. So God said his Israelite women, his daughters, should adorn themselves in modest apparel, covered up. Now let's see the flip side of that. What happens when a sister walked down the street and she got on some booty shorts and got her cleavage out? She's not wearing modest apparel, is she? Right? What kind of man is she attracting? Is she attracting a man that say, dang, I want to marry that sister?
No.
What kind of brother is she attracting?
She dressed herself to, oh,
Exactly, an evil man, a man full of lust. Right. And when he see her, all he want to do is sleep with her. That's where baby mamas come from. That's how baby daddies are produced.
Right.
Our sisters wear certain clothing and entice a man.
Right.
And then now, only thing on his mind is not respecting her, but sex. But let's read that again from the top.
1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9.
Bring it up.
And like men are also, that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In modest apparel. Read on.
Right.
With shamefacedness and sobriety.
So, and shamefacedness meaning not all up in a man's face, because a woman's supposed to be reserved to her husband. That's who she's supposed to be reserved for. So if you have a husband, you're not supposed to be in every man's face.
Right.
But what happens today? Our sisters are in every man's face. And you know what that does? That put the spirit on them. That gives them the idea, oh, that sister, she might be feeling me. Even though that might not be the sister's intentions. But guess what? Because she all up in that man's face, now his imaginations is playing games on him.
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? I might be able to hit that. That's what happens. That's why God said be shamefaced, you know.
And sobriety.
And sobriety, that's a big one. Our women are not sober today. They love to get high on the weed. They like to do the different hard drugs. They like to get drunk. What happens when they get drunk? Are you in your right mind? So are you going to make a righteous decision? No, you're not. God said our women must be. Everything we just read was a law. Don't get it mixed up, because it said thou shalt not. Don't think it was a law. God said that our women in likewise manner wear modest apparel. That's a law. God is giving you a law. You must wear modest apparel, Israelite woman. Be shamefaced, you must be that. That's a law. And sober, right? Those are laws that's given to you. Those are laws. Remember, we just read that if you love God, you're going to keep his commandments.
Yes,
so read it.
Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So the women shall not wear that which pertaineth or belongeth to a man. Read on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So a man, an Israelite man, is not supposed to be wearing something that belongs to a woman. Read on.
For all that do so.
So whoever of the Israelites choose to do this, to break God's law, how do you feel about it?
All abomination.
Are an abomination. You know what that is? He hates it. It's a high disgust. Exactly. So when you break this law according to God, God ain't blessing you. God don't love you back. He hates you in that sin that you're in. So read it again from the top.
Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So what do women wear today that belongs to a man? You know?
I see a guy putting up door, they wearing women's dresses.
Okay, they wearing dresses. So that means it belongs to a woman, right? Right. So what do women wear that belongs to a man?
I see females, they wear men's pants.
Exactly. But the thing is, you say men's pants. That's something we've been talking about. Do you know when that actually was instituted? When you look throughout history, right? If you go back to our history, you can Google it. If you go back just to before the 1940s, you would never see no woman of any nation wearing pants.
Right.
What did they have on? Even in slavery? Dresses.
Right.
That's what our women wore. All women knew that. They followed after us with that. But in the 1940s, the women's suffrage movement came along, and the white woman wanted to make herself equal with the white man, so she needed an ally. What she did was take the black and Hispanic woman and said, we gonna team up together and we gonna get rights. But guess what happened? Only one of them got rights, the white woman.
Bring it out.
She was able to vote before the black man, before the Hispanic man, before the Native Indian man. The black woman still wasn't able to vote with the black man. The Hispanic woman was still able to vote with her man as well. So they used us as propaganda to get what they wanted.
Right.
So in the 1940s, that's when pants started coming along. You ever heard of Amelia Bloomberg? The Bloomers. That's where it comes from. They instituted it because the women wanted to work in the warehouses, and they said, well, this is too dangerous. If you have on a dress, this might get caught on this type of
Bring it out.
or this or that. So you got to wear pants in here. But God told his children, his Israelite women, the most beautiful women on this earth,
Right.
to keep the commandments of God. Which don't wear what pertains to a man. Don't wear what belongs to a man.
Yes,
so
right.
God is talking about pants there. That's something that's new in the earth. That's less than 100 years ago. Our women did not wear pants before. So that's what God is speaking of. And it's not just that. It's the boxers. It's the women that want to wear the manly Timberland boots, the basketball jerseys, the things like that. What'd you say? the sneakers, the certain sneakers that pertain to a man, and vice versa. The man ain't supposed to be wearing the high heels, the wedges, the little women flip-flops, the cami tops, the dresses. He's not supposed to be wearing that stuff. So, read that again.
Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So you understand that now. God said you're not supposed to be wearing what pertains to a man. And it doesn't mean men's or women pants, because it's no such thing according to the Bible. So now let's get the book of Titus chapter 2 verse 3. We're going to show you something since you hear this now.
Bring it out.
We're going to show you what your duty is. Because we know one of your duties is to keep the commandments of God. So you must learn it. And on that flyer is all the information that you need. We got a website. We got classes 7 times a week, 3 times a day. So read that.
The book of Titus chapter 2 verse 3. The aged woman, likewise.
So the older woman, the woman who has some experience on this earth, that's what it talks about.
That they be in behavior has become holiness.
So it being behavior as becoming holiness. Well, what does holiness mean? Let's get Romans 7:12. We're coming right there. We're going to show you, because a lot of our women profess to be holy. But then you ask them, well, what is holy according to the Bible? And then you hear crickets. Nobody knows, because the churches are not teaching us this.
Right.
That's why the prophets of God are out here to teach his people, to bring them back to keeping the commandments. So let's show you what that holiness is talking about. Read that.
The book of Romans chapter 7 verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy.
What is holy?
The law is holy.
The law of God is holy.
Right.
That's what God is talking about. Read on.
And the commandments holy.
And the what?
And the commandments holy.
So the law of God and his commandments is holy. That's what's holy. So let's go back to read on.
And just.
And just meaning you justified by the law of God. Read on.
And good.
And good. It's good for you. So now let's go back.
The book of Titus chapter 2 verse 3.
Bring it out.
The aged woman likewise.
So the aged woman likewise.
That they be in behavior has become holiness.
Which we just read the definition of it. Meaning that woman must be keeping the law of God. Read
Right.
on.
Not false accusers.
Not a liar.
Not given to too much pride.
Not a drunk woman.
Teachers of good things.
So women are actually supposed to be teaching something. Teaching the good things to who? Their daughters. Stay right there. Stay right there. Read on.
Teachers of good things.
So one, real quick, one of those good things is how to love your husband, how to love your children, how to be obedient to your husband. These are the good things, because do you see that in our communities today? As a matter of fact, one of those astonishments that we read earlier in Deuteronomy 28 and 37 is, have you ever been in a public place and you seen a Chinese woman cussing a Chinese man out? You never seen that before. What about the Arab woman cussing the Arab man? White woman cussing white man? You ever seen a black woman cussing black man out? Exactly. That's one of the astonishments. These are God chosen people, and they ain't got no sense. They ain't acting like they know anything.
Right.
That was a punishment on curse for the punishment. So now, read that again.
Teachers of good things.
Our women are supposed to be teachers of good things. Israelite women, you hear that, sister? We supposed to be teachers. Our women are supposed to be teachers of good things. Read on.
That they may teach the young woman.
They may teach the young women. So first they have to learn in order to teach, right? Read on.
To be sober.
To be sober. Remember, we just read that.
To love their husbands.
To love their husbands. Now, this is a big thing. How can our women teach our younger women how to love their husbands when they never had a husband before? How can that happen? That was a curse that was put upon us for breaking God's commandments. So now God's saying you must return back to your heritage, back to what I gave you, so that you can do things the right way, so that you can have a righteous husband, a man that's going to marry you, a man that's going to provide for you, a man that's going to take care of you and your children. That's what God is talking about. So read on.
To love their husband. To love their children.
To love their children, because a lot of times people just think once the woman gives birth, she automatically knows how to love her child. But that's not true. We all have to be retaught.
Right.
That's what repentance is. We don't know how to keep the commandments without being taught how to keep the commandments.
That's right. To be discreet.
To be discreet, meaning just like shamefaced. To reserve to herself, not in a man's face, not a loud woman. Read on. Chase.
Keepers at home.
Do what?
Keepers at home.
Now this goes against America's agenda with the black woman. As a matter of fact, right now the black woman is the most educated woman out of all the minorities, so-called minorities, into America right now. Why do they do that? Because they don't want the black woman to be doing the job that God gave her, a keeper at home.
Bring it out.
They want her to be a career-oriented woman. They want her to wear the pants in the house.
Right.
They want her to make more money than the man, so that it put a spirit on her to rule over that man.
Right.
That's what they want. But you see how everything we learn here in America is contrary or against what God told us.
That's right.
Read on.
Good, obedient to their own husband.
God said, good, remember, what is good? It's holy, what we read in Romans 7:12, keeping the laws of God. That's what's good. Read on.
That the word of God be not blasphemy.
So that the word of God is not blasphemy.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us, subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.